Flashback to fall. Southern Wisconsin hospitals are close to capacity, and tonight they're asking for your help. Also, no longer a child, one of the two young women convicted in the Slender Man stabbing will soon be free. Plus, before and after on the eve of the anniversary of the day that changed our world forever, we're looking at September 10th and the 11th. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. A sunny and warm start to your weekend, but it's only going to get warmer, especially tomorrow. Let's get a look at your certified most accurate forecast. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti on the weather patio. Gary?
Yeah, Eric, I'm thinking that we're going to be looking at temperatures in the upper 80s for tomorrow. A few places could hit the 90-degree mark. And, of course, the Badgers have a home football game tomorrow night, and that's going to be kind of toasty as well. Kickoff is at 6 p.m., so it'll be just past the heat of the day, but we're still looking for a kickoff temperature of about 83 degrees, probably down to about 78 by halftime and 74 by the time the fifth quarter rolls around. Right now, it looks like it should stay dry through the game. Otherwise, visible cloud track shows lots of sunshine across the area today. Doppler track about as dry as you can find it across the upper Midwest. Low temperatures this morning with the dry air started out cool. 50 here in Madison, up to the north, only 43 in Camp Douglas and 42 in Black River Falls. But right now, temperatures are in the middle to upper 70s. A few places like Janesville hitting the 80-degree mark. But dew point temperatures are still low. So again, we'll cool off tonight. Probably not quite as much as last night. I'm looking for a low of about 59. Tomorrow will be partly sunny and even warmer. High temperature around 88 degrees. But again, a few places could touch the 90-degree mark. I'll have more on the full weekend forecast, including the Ironman forecast, in just a few minutes.
All right, Gary, thank you. About a month ago, that's when hospitals in South Central Wisconsin started seeing an increase in COVID patients in ICU beds. August 6th was the last time the 7-day average for patients in the ICU was under 100. Well, now that average is 303. In a state of nearly 6 million people, there are only about 90 ICU beds available right now. It sounds like a headline from last winter. Back in this time frame, only reality is now back. That's why a group representing our area's hospitals is begging people to do their part before we fully slip back into the deadly season we saw not too long ago. Anna Hansen reports.
Heading into the fall, COVID numbers seem to be dragging us back to last winter.
We're starting to see numbers similar to what we saw in February.
Over the past few weeks, local hospitals, including SSM St. Mary's in Madison, have filled up again with COVID patients.
Our ICU capacity in the Dane County region is getting stretched.
SSM Health's Amy Francis says that with flu season approaching, there's even more cause for concern.
Our concern is what is going to happen as we go forward in this surge.
Many hospitals are feeling squeezed. Data out today from South Central Wisconsin's Healthcare Emergency Readiness Coalition shows hospitalizations for the virus quadrupled since July. According to Coalition Coordinator Jennifer Benke, ICU patients are up 5.5 times in that same period.
We can always get more stuff. We can always improvise with spaces. But if we don't have the staff we need to take care of those patients, that's still our greatest limiting factor.
The surge is affecting rural and urban communities the same way. But Benke says that urban hospitals have an advantage in terms of reinforcements, but also get more transfers because of it.
They're a little bit more resilient to that flux of healthcare turnover because they have, additional staffing pools that they might be able to pull from.
But while COVID patients continue to pour in, other types of patients do too, creating a problem for hospital staff.
It's really hard for us to share resources, the haves from the have-nots, when you're using those resources to take care of your current patient population.
It's why the Hospitals Coalition is urging everyone to do their part, including getting the vaccine, to ensure fewer people end up in wards nearing capacity again.
To somebody from another area, you think this is a referral center, but to those who live in Madison, these are their community hospitals as well.
In Madison, Anna Hansen, News 3 Now.
Just shy of 70% of everyone in Dane County is now fully vaccinated, making it the most vaccinated county in Wisconsin. President Biden signaled he is prepared for a fight after proposing sweeping new vaccine mandates that are likely to affect more than 100 million U.S. workers. His administration drafted a new rule requiring companies with more than 100 employees to mandate a COVID vaccine or weekly testing. The new plan also includes a vaccine mandate for federal executive branch workers and contractors, as well as for Head Start and federal school employees. Comes as the CDC touts new studies on the effectiveness of the vaccines.
Those who were unvaccinated were about 4.5 times more likely to get COVID-19, over 10 times more likely to be hospitalized, and 11 times more likely to die from the disease.
President Biden calling on large entertainment venues to require proof of vaccination. He wants states to mandate the vaccine for school employees. COVID-19 vaccines are similarly effective at preventing hospitalizations from the Delta variant as before it became predominant. That's according to a study published by the CDC, which analyzed thousands of COVID-19 hospitalizations among fully vaccinated adults in 9 states. It found that overall estimates of vaccine effectiveness was about the same to those during the months before the Delta variant hit. However, the study found overall vaccine effectiveness to be 89% among adults under 75, but 76% among those 75 and older. The study also found the Moderna vaccine was the most effective at reducing hospitalization. It had 95% effectiveness among all ages. The Pfizer vaccine about 80%. The Johnson & Johnson vaccine had 60% effectiveness. A Wisconsin woman who admitted to helping stab a classmate to please the horror character Slender Man will be freed Monday from a mental health institution.
She looks forward to moving on into a productive life.
A judge ruled today that 19-year-old Anissa Wire will be released after spending almost 4 years at the Winnebago Mental Health Institute. Wire and Morgan Geyser lured classmate Peyton Leitner into a park in the Milwaukee suburb of Waukesha after a sleepover back in 2014. Geyser stabbed Leitner multiple times while Wire urged her on. All 3 girls were just 12 at the time. A man whose body was found on I-90-94 in Sauk County. That incident is under investigation. Happened just after midnight in the eastbound lanes of I-90 near Trout Road in Sauk County. State troopers and emergency responders arrived and found the 20-year-old man had died. He was pronounced dead at the scene. The name of the man has not been released. The eastbound lanes were closed for about 5 hours. One person severely injured after an SUV hit a horse and buggy. This happened in Dodge County. The sheriff's office there says it happened just after 7 this morning. This was on State Highway 1660 in Lowell. Investigators say a horse and buggy was hit from behind by an SUV. The person in the buggy was thrown, taken to an area hospital by helicopter. The driver of the SUV suffered minor injuries. The horse was injured but is alive. The highway was closed for about 3 hours while the crash was being investigated. Tomorrow will mark 20 years since the 9/11 terrorist attacks that killed nearly 3,000 Americans, most of them in and around New York City's Twin Towers at the World Trade Center. Karin Kaifa is in Lower Manhattan near Ground Zero this evening with a look at how the city plans to reflect and remember the anniversary.
If September 11th, 2001 had not become 9/11, September 10th, 2001 wouldn't seem very remarkable. National Evening Newscast talked about pressure on President George W. Bush to rev the U.S. economy after a lackluster jobs report. Here in New York City, it was primary eve. Mayoral hopefuls seeking to succeed, term-limited Rudy Giuliani. September 11th, 2001 initially brought sunshine, maybe enough for Giants fans to shake off a Monday Night Football loss. But before some commuters even reached their desks that Tuesday morning, everything changed.
This is just a horrific scene and a horrific moment.
Today we've had a national tragedy. 2 airplanes have crashed into the World Trade Center in an apparent terrorist attack on our country.
Blue skies descended into chaos, dust, and darkness in Lower Manhattan, and 2,753 people would not return home that night.
It's 20 years later, but we still feel it so intensely.
As New York City marks 2 decades since one tragedy, it faces the steep challenges of another. More than 33,000 New Yorkers have died from COVID-19, many in that first brutal wave in spring of 2020. Here in Lower Manhattan, One World Trade Center stands as the pinnacle of Ground Zero's long rebuild after September 11th, 2001, one symbol among many of a city's continued resilience and reflection. In New York, I'm Karin Kaifa.
And on the eve of the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks, people are coming to where the Twin Towers once stood. At the New York Stock Exchange, traders held a moment of silence to mark the day. And near the nation's capital, bells rang 3 times, once for each location the planes hit back on September 11th, 2001. FBI Director Christopher Wray says the agency lives every day as if it's September 10th.
Every day we wake up asking ourselves, what do we need to do to keep people safe today and tomorrow and the day after?
And tomorrow, ceremonies will mark the anniversary at the Pentagon and in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, along with New York City. Governor Tony Evers ordering flags to be lowered in remembrance of September 11th. Both the U.S. and Wisconsin flags will be flown at half-staff from sunrise today until sunset on Sunday. For a full list of 9/11 remembrance events, head to our website, channel3000.com. Madison College held a remembrance today in honor of the 20th anniversary. Nearly 100 Madison College law enforcement, EMS, and fire service students attended the event. Sun Prairie Fire Chief Chris Garrison spoke at the remembrance, reminding first responders to never forget that day.
I want every year, whether you have a chance to go to a ceremony or just a chance to sit down for a half an hour and reflect, don't forget the losses of 9/11 and remember this day and honor all losses in the fire service, the police service, and the EMS service.
In addition, thousands of flags were displayed near the Truax Health Building. Honoring the heroes of 9/11 doesn't just mean thinking and reflecting. Madison police and firefighters want you to do something, too. For the 10th year in a row, MPD and Madison Fire are teaming up with the Red Cross to host the Never Forget Blood Drive. It'll be at Station 14, that's on Dairy Drive. 10 years ago, Madison firefighter Lori Karst wanted to do something special to help honor the 10th anniversary of 9/11. Through last year, her blood drive has collected more than 700 donations.
A community member can come and roll up their sleeves and feel like a hero that day. That's all you have to do. Heroes don't wear capes. I mean, heroes roll up their sleeves and give blood.
Anyone who donates tomorrow will get a commemorative T-shirt, a reminder that COVID safety protocols will be in place as well. The blood drive runs from 7 a.m. until 1 p.m. Well, this just in, the First Lady coming to the Badger State. About a half hour ago, the White House announcing Jill Biden will travel to Milwaukee next Wednesday, September 15th. She will also head to Des Moines. Details of her visit in total have not yet been released. An update to a story we brought you earlier this week as an upcoming taco festival scheduled for September 18th has now been canceled. This comes after an investigation by event organizers into complaints made about the traveling festival in several other cities. In a Facebook post, Bree Stevens Field announced the festival would no longer be happening. All tickets will be fully refunded. Customers in previous cities the festival visited complained about not receiving what they paid for, as well as poor quality food. A group trying to push a forensic election audit of the fall 2020 election of Wisconsin held a press conference at the Capitol steps this morning. Milwaukee County Sheriff, former Milwaukee County Sheriff David Clark, was joined by other prominent Republicans in the state, where they disseminated a 32-point, 82-page timetable outlining of some of what was allegedly happening in Wisconsin over the last 10 months since November 3rd, 2020. Former Republican office holders and elections experts said earlier this week that the GOP ordered an investigation into the 2020 election in Wisconsin lacks credibility, transparency, and raises security risks and legal concerns. If you're heading to downtown Madison this Sunday, you'll likely see some road closures because of the Ironman. Parts of John Nolan Drive, East Lakeside, Rimrock Road, among others, will be closed from 7:30 in the morning until 5 Sunday night. Athletes in both events will swim in Lake Monona, bike through rural Dane County, and run through the UW-Madison campus before finishing in front of the state capitol. Still ahead, the Justice Department sues Texas over its new abortion law, calling it unconstitutional. We'll have more on the legal battle ahead and why the case could come back before the Supreme Court. That's next at 5. And the Ironman, as we mentioned, back in Madison this weekend, how it could help the local economy after its absence last year. That's coming up next hour. News 3 Now at 6. And a rough close of the week for the markets. The Dow plummets 272 points. NASDAQ off 133. The S&P dropped 35. We'll be right back.
Save on the best name brand mattresses with the A1 Instant Rebate with a huge selection in stock now. Your choice, 14-inch firm or plush queen mattress, just $4.99.
Madison's locally owned family furniture store.
Save online or in-store with the A1 Instant Rebate.
Your eyes, beautiful on the outside. But if you have diabetes, there can be some not so pretty stuff going on the inside. It's true. If you have diabetes, you know high blood sugar is the root of the problem. But that excess sugar can cause the blood vessels to be seriously damaged. And when that happens, this could happen: vision loss or even blindness. That's right, diabetic retinopathy is a leading cause of blindness for adults in the U.S. But even though you can't see it, there is something you can do about it. Remember this: now is the time to get your eyes checked. Eye care is an incredibly important part of your long-term diabetes management. See a path forward with actions and treatments that may help your eyes and protect against vision loss. Just say to yourself, "Now I see." Then go see an eye care specialist. Visit nowic.com to get the facts about diabetes, your eyes, and what you can do next to take control of your sight. Brought to you by Regeneron.
No more Freon for your AC. Oh no, the homeowner's called Action Man and his action team.
Call on Action Plumbing, Heating, and Electric at iwantactionnow.com.
Is your credit score getting in the way of things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit help you borrow up to $10,000. So check your eligibility on netcredit.com today without affecting your credit score. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
People were afraid I was contagious. I felt gross.
It was kind of a shock after I started Cosentyx.
4 years clear.
Real people with psoriasis look and feel better with Cosentyx. Don't use if you're allergic to Cosentyx. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. An increased risk of infections, some serious, and the lowered ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor about an infection or symptoms, or if you've had a vaccine or plan to. Tell your doctor if your Crohn's disease symptoms develop or worsen. Serious allergic reactions may occur. Learn more at Cosentyx.com.
Save now on furniture with the A1 Instant Rebate with a huge selection of inventory available now. Your choice 2-piece sofa and love seat or sectional, just $9.99.
Madison's locally owned family furniture store.
Save online or in-store with the A1 Instant Rebate.
It is a day of horror and heroism. Join us as we honor the lives forever changed by 9/11. And getting around downtown will be a challenge this weekend. The Ironman race makes its return to the area. These stories tonight at 6.
A dangerous stretch of road.
The car was upside down out there.
And a concerned group of neighbors reached out to us.
You just can't let anyone else die.
Leah Lynchide shows you how our call for action team is getting results to help make this road safer. Sunday on News 3 Now at 10.
Welcome back. The Department of Justice suing the state of Texas over its new abortion law, saying it infringes on constitutional rights and long-standing court precedent. The law bans abortions after about 6 weeks, and in an unusual move, it also allows private citizens to sue people who help patients get an abortion, such as doctors, clinic staff, or even drivers. The Supreme Court declined to block it last week, but did not rule on the constitutionality of the legislation and didn't rule out further challenges. Georgetown law professor Lawrence Gostin says it's anybody's guess what the court will do.
If they can get away with violating the rule of law in such a blatant way, there's no telling what could happen in the future.
Before the court can revisit the Texas case, it's expected to hear arguments this fall regarding Mississippi's abortion law, which bans abortions after 15 weeks of pregnancy. And Madisonians are responding to the new Texas law. Here's a live look. This is a pro-choice rally, at near State and Lake Streets. Organizers say they believe the new Texas law is unconstitutional and a woman should have the right to choose what she does with her own body. And we'll have more on this in our later newscast. The United States has halted all U.S.-bound flights of Afghan evacuees from 2 main bases overseas for unspecified health safety concerns. U.S. officials warn this will have a severe impact on the evacuation operation. U.S. Customs and Border Patrol made the decision on the recommendation of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention to halt the flights from Germany and Qatar. The U.S. has been conducting screening and other processing of evacuees at those 2 main overseas sites and others after evacuating them from Afghanistan. This comes as officials say roughly 100 American citizens remain in Afghanistan. Since the official withdrawal of American troops from the country at the end of August, nearly 3 dozen U.S. citizens have evacuated. A newly released email appears to indicate hundreds of law enforcement officials were warned about potential violence 2 days before the January 6th Capitol insurrection. Watchdog group Property of the People has posted an email that was sent by Mike Sena back on January 4th. He is the president of the National Fusion Center Association, which helps keep various law enforcement agencies informed of threats. The email references a conference call where hundreds of officials were briefed on the potential for violence to occur on January 6th. The threat was specific enough to note that violence would come from protesters attempting to interrupt the certification of Joe Biden's election victory. Time now to get a look at your certified most accurate weather. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti has your warm Saturday forecast. Gary?
Yeah, a little taste of summer on the way. 3 things you need to know in our forecast. High temperatures will reach the upper 80s tomorrow. Not out of the question. A few places could be right around the 90-degree mark. Then we'll see some thunderstorm chances Sunday and Monday. The best chances of rain probably will be on Tuesday as a warm front and a cold front move through. And then we'll see mild weather with 70s to return Wednesday and Thursday of next week, and probably back into the 80s as we head toward next weekend. The Ironman Triathlon on Sunday, of course, the beginning part of the race is a swim in Lake Monona. Temperatures mid-60s at 7 a.m. By noontime, as the bikers are heading through much of the western portion of Dane County, 73 degrees, and then 77 during the marathon toward the end of the afternoon. Now, we can't rule out a shower or thunderstorm. I think most, if not all of the time, should be dry. The better chances for rain will probably come later on Sunday night into Monday. And right now, Doppler track pretty dry across the upper Midwest. Meantime, Hurricane Larry, with maximum sustained winds of 80 miles per hour, still a hurricane as it passes to the east of Halifax, Nova Scotia. Take a look at where it's forecast to move. Across Newfoundland and then near Greenland, they could be looking at 2 to 3 feet of snow in the eastern portion of Greenland as the remnants, even at maximum sustained winds at 70 miles an hour. This will not be classified as a hurricane or tropical storm, but it will be considered extratropical, meaning it's merged with another weather system, and the center part of the storm is cold rather than warm, but still kind of unusual to have snow on the northern portion of a hurricane or a tropical weather system that far north. Across the Midwest today, our part of the Midwest, very comfortable. Look at the heat out to the west, though. 100 degrees in Hill City, Kansas. Temperatures in the 90s in the southwestern Missouri. And on weather track, upper-level winds still from the northwest here, but they're flattening out. Notice the jet stream starting to push northward through the western part of the country. And as that happens, the heat builds and then moves eastward. Now, it'll be a quick warm-up. Behind that, the upper-level winds will drop back to the southwest, but the jet stream will drop to the southwest, allowing some somewhat cooler air to come in. Some showers and thunderstorms in the northwestern part of the country, but the west is forecast to start turning dry and warmer over the next week to 10 days, which is not going to help the wildfire situation there. So right now, pretty quiet around here. There is a warm front out to the west of us, and that will move through overnight and have our temperatures jump up a little bit more tomorrow. On our side of the warm front, temperatures upper 70s to lower 80s. The other side of the warm front, temperatures mid to upper 80s across the Dakotas, and that heat is heading in our direction for tomorrow. So I'm looking for partly sunny skies tomorrow, very warm, high temperature at 88. Not much in the way of humidity. Heat index probably in the upper 80s to lower 90s. On future track, dry tonight, low temperatures dropping into the upper 50s to around 60. Tomorrow, partly sunny, highs in the upper 80s. Tomorrow night, that weak cold front starts to drop southward. There could be some shower and thunderstorm chances, mainly to the north of us. And again, on Sunday, much, if not most of the day should be dry with high temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. 7 to 10 day forecast. Thunderstorm chances Monday and Tuesday. Tuesday, probably the best chances for rain. Then a dry spell with warm up next weekend with just slight chances for showers and thunderstorms. As we check out first warn traffic right now, the Beltline, kind of iffy. We've got a couple of accidents, one near Todd Drive, another near Rimrock Road. So that's causing delays in both directions. Right now, 28-minute trip on the eastbound Beltline from University Avenue to the interstate, 20 minutes going back in the westbound direction. Heading out of Madison, not a problem. I-3990 from the Beltline southward to Janesville, US 12 Middleton to Sauk City, and downtown to Sun Prairie on East Washington Avenue, US 151, about normal travel times. That's your news for now. First warn traffic.
All right, Gary. Thank you. The auto industry continues to struggle during the pandemic when experts think it'll start to bounce back. That's ahead at 5.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
At JP Morgan, the only definition of wealth that matters is yours. It can be a smaller house, but a bigger nest egg, a goal to work toward, or the freedom to walk away. With 200 years of experience, personalized advice, and commission-free trades on an award-winning app, we're working for you. Planning, investing, advice. JP Morgan Wealth Management.
Guys, do you suffer from erectile dysfunction? Now there's great news. Peak Performance for Men will help you regain your performance and confidence naturally. Peak Performance for Men uses an advanced form of acoustic wave therapy, clinically shown to open up and regrow blood vessels, restoring normal and natural functionability where it counts most. There are no needles, no surgery, and best of all, no pain. Call now and receive an ultrasound, your initial consultation, all for free, and over $300 value. Call Peak Performance for Men today.
It's a fact. We use our internet and TV more than ever, with most of us spending nearly 7 hours a day online. So it's no wonder thousands of families are switching to Spectrum. Because most families have up to 8 connected devices, which means they need even more speed. Switch to Spectrum Internet and get the fastest starting speeds for the price. 200 megabits for just $44.99 a month, with a free modem and free security suite included. Call 833-546-4499. When it comes to TV, we're watching more than ever. In fact, 80% of us watch TV every day. Spectrum TV lets you catch all your favorite sports, news, and more live. Plus, download the free Spectrum TV app and watch on your devices. Switch to Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-546-4499. The fact is, Spectrum has the best services at the best price. Switch to Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each with no contracts. We'll even buy out your current contract. Call 833-546-4499.
Updating your home to smart control is easy with Fight Electric. You're busy and have a lot to do. What if your house could do things for you? Only use energy when you need it and stay informed so you can protect what matters most. There are no monthly fees, hubs, or subscription fees required. Enjoy a smarter, more helpful home with Fight Electric. Available right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
My dog wants a yard.
Love it.
And another dog.
Have you looked at houses yet?
Not yet.
But that's good. I learned from Summit that it's better to start with a pre-approval anyway.
Right. Yeah. You can decide how much you're comfortable paying each month and then back into your price range.
Oh, and start putting the difference between your rent and your future mortgage into savings.
With Summit Credit Union, you might be more ready than you think.
I think it's great. Summit helps people build confidence and knowledge to move forward. It's your money. Own it. Summit Credit Union.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5. Winner of the National Edward R. Murrow Award for overall excellence in television.
Welcome back. The auto industry is continuing to struggle. CarGurus.com says available new vehicles dropped more than 13% in August compared to July. It's down 64% from this time a year ago. The microchip shortage that started last year continues to plague the auto industry. Without them, companies can't build today's high-tech vehicles. It appeared things were improving, but then the Delta variant shut down some chip production in Asia. Car makers are being forced to temporarily idle their factories because of it, and the lack of new cars has also created a shortage of used vehicles, and prices continue to rise.
So what's this mean for consumers?
What this means for consumers is that it's going to be a challenging market for the foreseeable future.
Is there an end in sight?
The end is expected to come sometime in 2022.
Experts say it could be mid to late next year until things start to return to normal, as you heard. And you've heard of the wealthiest 1%. Well, here's a car for that for a fraction of that. It's the Bentley Bacalar. Bentley, the only, they'll only manufacture 12 of these vehicles. They'll all be custom made. What you're seeing is not a convertible. There's no roof at all. The starting price, $2 million. Bentley says the Bacalar is the rarest two-door vehicle it has offered in what it calls the modern era. Well, the final check your first warn forecast after a short break. Stay with us.
Get more enjoyment out of your outdoor space with patio enclosures. Right now, receive 25% off sunrooms. This offer won't last long. Call today.
Patio enclosures.
Introducing Oakmont Senior Community in Verona. New luxury apartments for seniors 55 plus. Professionally managed by award-winning Attic Angel Community. Call Brenna today for a tour and reserve your place at Oakmont.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers, and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
Is your credit score getting in the way of the things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit offer fast and flexible lending. Borrow up to $10,000 and choose repayment terms that work for you. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
Fry Construction is celebrating 26 years of providing excellence in home improvements. We strive to exceed the expectations of our clients with each and every project we do. Respected by your neighbors and voted Best of Madison 2 years in a row. Best kitchen and bath design, best roofer. Experience the Best of Madison for yourself and save 26% off gutters or insulation with any full roofing project. Schedule your consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
Dry eye symptoms keep driving you crazy? Inflammation in your eye might be to blame.
Let's kick Ken's ache and burn into gear.
Over-the-counter eye drops typically work by lubricating your eyes and may provide temporary relief.
Those drops will probably pass right by me.
Xiidra works differently, targeting inflammation that can cause dry eye disease.
What is that? Xiidra! No!
It can provide lasting relief. Xiidra is the only FDA-approved non-steroid treatment specifically for the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease. 1 drop in each eye twice a day. Don't use if you're allergic to Xiidra. Common side effects include eye irritation, discomfort, or blurred vision when applied to the eye, and unusual taste sensation. Don't touch container tip to your eye or any surface. After using Xiidra, wait 15 minutes before reinserting contacts.
Got any room in your eye?
Be proactive about managing your symptoms by talking to your doctor about twice daily Xiidra like I did.
I prefer you didn't.
Xiidra, not today, dry eye.
Get more enjoyment out of your outdoor space with patio enclosures. Right now, receive 25% off sunrooms. This offer won't last long. Call today.
Patio enclosures.
On this Friday night, we are here at Ground Zero, ahead of the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks on America. Tonight, we remember those who died and the pain that some are still in. We'll have a look at the mental health crisis facing our first responders. Plus, our interview with then National Security Advisor Condoleezza Rice. That's all coming up on the CBS Evening News.
And Gary's back. One final check of our weekend forecast. Warm tomorrow, right, Gary? Hopefully not too hot for those Iron men and women on the Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday I think temperatures will be a little cooler, but right now we've got plenty of sunshine. And the temperatures we have right now are kind of what we'll expect on Sunday for Ironman. 78 right now in Madison, 80 in Boscobel, 81 in Janesville. Dew point temperatures are still pretty low, so we'll cool off into the upper 50s tonight. We'll look for high temperatures tomorrow to be around 88. Some areas could hit 90.
All right, Nora's up next to CBS Evening News. We're back in 30 minutes with News 3 Now.